గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్. పార్లమెంట్ ఉభయ సభలు ప్రారంభమయ్యాయి. లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
Shri Bhagwant Mann MP, who had videographed and posted critical footage of Parliament House complex on social media website. The committee has been granted extension of time up to the last day of first week of the current session for presenting the report. I have since received a request from the Honorable Chairperson of the Inquiry Committee requesting for further extension of time of 2 weeks to present the report. On due consideration of grounds and reasons stated, I have acceded to the request for extension of 2 weeks more time with effect from 19th November 2016 for the committee to present their report. As earlier observed by me, in view of the seriousness of the matter, Shri Bhagwant Mann MP is further advised not to attend the sitting of the House until a decision is taken in the matter. Now papers to be laid on the table. Shri Santosh Kumar Gangwal.
सर, आज की कार्यसूची के क्रम संख्या 2 पर अपने नाम के संबंधित विवरण को मैं सभा पटल पर रखता हूँ.
Shri Arjun Ram Meghwal.
Thanks to Madam. I rise to lay on the table the paper mentioned against my name at serial number 3 in the revised list of business for today. Thank you.
Item number 4, Shri Ahluwalia ji.
महोदय, मैं कार्य मंत्रणा समिति का 37वां प्रतिवेदन प्रस्तुत करता हूँ.
Item number 5, Dr. P. Venugopal.
Respected Madam, I beg to present the 26th and 27th report Indian English sections of the Standing Committee on Rural Development as listed against my name in the today's list of business, Madam. Thank you, Madam.
Okay. Item number 6, statement Shri Ahluwalia ji. Statement regarding business.
Madam, I make a statement regarding government business during the week commencing on 21st November 2016.
Submission for this business may be laid on the table of the House. Submissions you can table on the House. So now 0 hour. Please take your seat. Please. 0 hour. No. नहीं चलाना. Please. 0 hour. Shri Ram Mohan Naidu ji, you want to? Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to speak in the 0 hour. Madam, you have been a good witness for myself and my colleague MPs, TDP MPs, who have been constantly fighting for the rights of Andhra Pradesh after the division, Madam. Our special request has been that we have to grant special status for the state of Andhra Pradesh. But our finance minister, the central government, after much consultations, on the night of September 7th, they have announced a special package for the state of Andhra Pradesh. Madam, my request is that it has been 2.5 months since the date of announcement. There has been no further advancement, Madam, in the term of special package. Madam, if you see, whenever we ask the central government, they are saying that they are with us in letter and spirit. But today, there might be the spirit, but the letter is missing, Madam. What we request from the state of Andhra Pradesh is that there has to be legal sanctity for whatever they are saying. Madam, in previous cases also, we have been hurt, madam, in the past also. It shouldn't happen in the future. So whatever commitments the central government is making to the state of Andhra Pradesh, it has to be put on paper, it has to be passed in the Parliament House, and even after 5 years or 10 years, it has to be applicable to the state, madam. We don't want to be constantly fighting for our rights. Madam, they have to take it into consideration. It has been long time. 2.5 years have passed and there has been no clarity. There is still confusion among the state of Andhra Pradesh.
आप सहयोगी बन सकते हो कुलमणि सामल जी.
So, madam, thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to raise an important issue of my parliamentary constituency, Odisha. Madam, the issue I am going to raise has been raised by me many times in house, but in vain. Since establishment of IOCL at Paradip, Odisha, the authority promised that the educated land ousters and displaced persons would be recruited in the establishment on permanent basis. The IOCL authority also provided training for skill development of this displaced youth of the locality. But they are not being provided employment in the original project of IOCL. The IOCL claiming that they have been sponsored 65 candidates belonging to the displaced families in 2005 for skill development. And in 2015, they sponsored 30 more candidates for skill development. I would like to know how many of these 95 candidates have been recruited by this state in the original project of IOCL. To my last query, under one of the devices of the House, the ministry provided data that IOCL authority is providing employment to the land ousters and displaced persons under the contractors. But madam, the recruitment under the contractors will not solve the problem because of after completion of the work, it will be provided. So, madam, I urge upon the Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas to address the grievances of local displaced and land ousters by recruiting them in IOCL at Paradip in permanent basis. Thank you, madam.
श्रीमती के गीता is there. Yes, you can. Yes, बोलिए.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to speak in the Zero Hour about the health amenities available in rural areas, Madam. I represent the tribal area of Andhra Pradesh and my constituency is entirely a rural area, Madam. Provision and accessibility to health has been a major problem in the rural areas. As per census of 2011, Madam, the tribals constitute around 8.6 of the Indian population, Madam, and 90% of the population live in rural areas, Madam. These tribal areas continue to suffer from the maternal and child health, madam, and poor effective health amenities are not available in these areas, madam. Presently, there is a problem of physical infrastructure, madam. The doctors are not sufficient, multi-purpose health workers are not sufficient. The only way to solve these health problems is introduction of telemedicine in the rural areas, madam. Hence, I request the health minister through you, madam, to introduce telemedicine centers in the rural areas and provide effective health for the tribals living in the rural areas, madam. Thank you.
मीनाक्षी जी,
डिमोनेटाइजेशन। आदरणीय अध्यक्ष जी जिस प्रकार का बयान राज्यसभा में गुलाम नबी आजाद जी ने दिया है उसके
नाम नहीं लेना। जी बोलिए
वही तो बोल रहे
हाँ नाम नहीं ना बिना नाम।
मैं माफी चाहती हूँ लेकिन ये वही लोग हैं जो पहले राजनीति अर्थ के प्रभाव से करते थे। आज धन का अभाव दिखाई दे रहा है और धन का अभाव भी तब दिखाई दे रहा है जब उड़ी में शहादत देने वाले जो हमारे सैनिक हैं उनका जो ये लोग मुकाबला करते हैं उन लोगों के साथ जो कि काला धन की लाइन में लोग खड़े हैं। तो आकस्मिक मृत्यु को और शहादत को बराबर रखने की जो राजनीति है, ऐसी विरोधाभास वाली अनैतिक राजनीति कुछ लोग कर रहे हैं इस देश में और काले धन से जो अर्जित दिक्कतें हैं उसको खत्म करने के लिए अगर डिमोनेटाइजेशन की प्रोसेस शुरू की इस देश में तो 2014 की जो व्यथा है उसको 2016 में लेकर आ रहे हैं, जबकि 2016 के अंदर सरकार ने जनधन के खाते खोले, ब्लैक मनी का कानून लाए और ब्लैक मनी के कानून के बाद 3 महीने का लोगों को नोटिस पीरियड भी दिया कि अगर किसी के पास है तो जमा कराए, और आज वही लोग काला धन से सबसे अधिक प्रभावित है। इसीलिए शायद उनकी चीख पुकार निकल रही है, क्योंकि काला धन जिनके पास है वो आज सबसे
Thank you so much, madam. Thank you so much for allowing me to raise an issue of serious public importance. This is with regard to the primary sector lending, priority sector lending to the people of our country. Our hundreds and thousands of farmers, students are suffering. Speaker, madam, there is an enormous difficulty which is happening in the ground. Though the central target of 40% is achieved, but there are enormous amount of a regional imbalance that is happening, more particularly in the state of Odisha and my district Baleswar. Students are not getting loan, farmers are not getting loan, and the banks are not achieving the credit plan. So I urge upon the Ministry of Finance and the Reserve Bank of India to see that the priority sector lending is adhered to. Thank you.
प्रोफेसर सौगत राज जी, कौशलेंद्र कुमार, पैडी प्रोक्योरमेंट, आपने जो सब्जेक्ट दिया उस पर बोलना चाहेंगे?
मैं किसानों के हित की बात के लिए मैं आज जो खास करके बिहार में धान की बढ़िया फसल हुआ है, माननीय देश के प्रधानमंत्री ने चुनाव के समय में कहा था कि जो किसानों का लागत मूल्य होगा उसका हम 1.5 गुना मुनाफा देंगे। मैडम, मैं आपसे विनती और निवेदन करूंगा कि जो किसानों का लागत लग रहा है वो नहीं मिल रहा है, ऐसी परिस्थिति में धान का कीमत कम से कम 1800 रुपए क्विंटल किया जाए, जिससे कि किसानों का लाभ हो सके। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मैडम।
निहाल चंद जी,
केंद्र सरकार का ध्यान मैं भाखड़ा व्यास मैनेजमेंट बोर्ड की तरफ दिलाना चाहूँगा कि जहाँ पे राजस्थान को पानी कम मिल रहा है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, केंद्र सरकार ने 29 जनवरी 1955 को पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू की अध्यक्षता में राजस्थान को 8 FM पानी देने के लिए वायदा किया था, लेकिन वो भी पानी पूरा नहीं मिला। 13 जनवरी 59 को राजस्थान को सतलुज नदी की तरफ से पानी देने का केंद्र सरकार ने एक ऐलान किया था। 31 दिसंबर 1981 को तत्कालीन प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी की अध्यक्षता में राजस्थान को 8.6 FM पानी देने का ऐलान किया था। महोदय, आज तक पंजाब ने राजस्थान को पूरा पानी नहीं दिया है। मेरा केंद्र सरकार से आग्रह है कि 24 जून 1985 के दिन केंद्र के तत्कालीन प्रधानमंत्री राजीव गांधी ने राजस्थान, हरियाणा और पंजाब को पूरा पानी बराबर पानी मिले, इसके लिए तीनों राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्रियों की बैठक बुलाई थी, लेकिन आज तक राजस्थान के हिस्से का पानी राजस्थान को नहीं मिला। मेरा केंद्र
अध्यक्ष महोदय, यदि आप अनुमति दें तो मैं अपना विषय परिवर्तित करना चाहता हूं। जो राज्यसभा में नेता प्रतिपक्ष ने बयान दिया है उसके बारे में बात करना चाहता हूं। माननीय अध्यक्ष महोदय, यदि आप अनुमति दें तो विषय परिवर्तित करना चाहता हूं। नेता प्रतिपक्ष ने जिस तरह से उड़ी के घटना में शहीद हुए लोगों को इस नोटबंदी के बाद में जिस तरह से लाइनों में आकस्मिक मृत्यु जो हुई है, उनकी शहादत को जो कंपेयर किया है, देश के लिए निश्चित रूप से शर्मनाक है। और ऐसी परिस्थिति में उनको इस सदन के से मैं मांग करता हूं कि इस सदन को में इस बात का प्रस्ताव पारित किया जाना चाहिए कि नेता प्रतिपक्ष ने जो बयान दिया उस बयान पर वो माफी मांगे और देश से उसके बारे में लिखित में वो माफी मांगे, क्योंकि पूरे देश के सैनिकों ने का निश्चित रूप से इसमें अपमान हुआ है।
थैंक यू मैडम।
Please convert the debate to 193. We are ready to discuss.
Yes. If you want discussion, I will allow. I am ready. I told you.
Madam
And
Speaker.
government is also ready, then why you are
Yes.
disturbing the
No, no,
House?
no.
Yes.
Session should not go wrong
मैंने और
outside.
दे दिया।
We are demanding adjournment motion under Rule 56
That I
and we
have
are ready to discuss now only. You can start it. I am ready. I am ready. I am ready for that.
Madam,
It's not necessary.
Madam, to reply to the Honorable Leader of the opposition should not run away from the debate on black money, bad money and crime money. We are ready for discussion. And under what rule is your decision, madam? We are suggesting under 193 there should be discussion. We are ready to discuss now. We are ready to start the debate now, madam. We are ready to debate now.
No. No.
ये काला धन क्योंकि पूरा देश के 125
Are you ready
करोड़
for
जनता
190?
नरेंद्र भाई मोदी के इस डिसीजन के साथ है.
Yes, Sudeep ji, are you ready for 190?
I will reply, madam.
Not to reply.
I will tell.
Tell me what you want.
Please yield. He's asking. We are ready for a discussion.
Dr. J. Jayavardhan.
Madam, our leader. Honorable Speaker, madam.
Yes.
अरे माइक दो. मैडम माइक.
में कुछ इशू है वो
Madam.
चलो। क्यों नहीं? अब बाकी लोगों को
Madam.
इशू उठाना है।
Madam, we are. Madam, in response to Anant Kumar ji.
Jay Jayavardhan, 1 minute after this I will allow. Yes. No response to Anand Kumar. If you are ready, tell me. Discussion can be there. No. Yes, Sudeep ji. After Jayavardhan, I will allow you. Yes, Jayavardhan ji.
Honorable Speaker, madam, I would like to raise a very important issue. The reason why our member of parliaments are there present in the middle of the house. Madam, kindly permit some time to make the submission, madam. On behalf of our leader, Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Puratchi Thalavi Amma, we wish to bring it to your notice and immediate attention an extremely serious and disturbing incidents which occurred at the coast of Nagapattinam district of Tamil Nadu in the early hours of 17/11/2016. The Sri Lankan Navy shot at Indian fishermen who were engaged in their peaceful avocation of fishing in their traditional fishing waters in the Park Bay. In the present incident, 2 fishermen sustained bullet injuries and have been admitted to hospital for treatment. Such an incident of firing has not occurred in the past several years and represented a major escalation in the manner in which the Sri Lankan Navy is dealing with an extremely sensitive livelihood issue of Indian fishermen. It is learned that one mechanized fishing vessel registered in Karaikal, Puducherry sailed out for fishing on 13/11/2016 from the Karaikal fishing harbour. On 17/11/2016, while the fishermen in the boats were fishing in their traditional fishing grounds, the Sri Lankan Navy fired indiscriminately at the innocent fishermen. In the shooting incident, 2 fishermen, visualizing Thiru Aravindan, aged 20, son of Anjappan of Nambiyar Nagar, Nagapattinam district of Tamil Nadu, and Thiru Dinesh at Balamurugan, aged 20, son of Ramasamy of Karaikal Medu, Puducherry, sustained bullet injuries. On return to Indian shores, they were immediately taken to hospital in Puducherry for medical treatment. It is ironical that this incident has occurred just days after the talks between the fishermen of Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka, meant to find ways and means to enable the fishermen of both sides to fish in the harmonious and peaceful manner were held. It may be recalled that there was a high-level ministerial level meeting between the Indian External Affairs Minister and the Union Agriculture Minister and the Sri Lankan Foreign Affairs Minister and the Fisheries Minister. In the joint press release after the ministerial level talks between India and Sri Lanka held on